Hello, my name is Teacher Bell and welcome to another tips review and tutorial. So for today, we are going to tackle tips on how you can prepare yourself, your teacher self before the start of the school year. So this is a two-part video. The first one would be how to prepare our teacher self, and the second one is how to set up and prepare your classroom so that everything will be functional. But for this video, we are going to talk about number one, how to prepare your teacher self so that you will not be overwhelmed and so that you can prepare for necessary things that you need to equip yourself before the school year starts. Okay, so for the first one, how to prepare your teacher self, I have listed here two general rule on how you can prepare yourself. So one is again self-preparation, and then the second one is docs and files preparation. And paperworks are again the overwhelming factors when teaching, apart from student behavior, of course, which is number one. Okay, so for self-preparation during the summer, I have watched actual classroom scenarios about classroom management and how teachers conduct different strategies in classroom management. I do have a video on that one, two videos actually. One is how to prepare for the first week of school and high yield teaching strategy. By watching these classroom videos, you are like observing a classroom setup, and you become more confident about teaching because you already know what to do in certain situations. Okay, so watch as many videos as you can. This is still on watching instructional and engagement strategies. So of course we do teach strategies aligned to our curriculum. However, there are certain types of students who may not get those strategies, and so as a teacher, it is our responsibility to intervene with some kids and come up with a slower paced tutorial or a more concrete and possible solutions without the demands of memorization and following the strategies strictly. It's not a shortcut though, but we are helping students strategize on their own with simple instructions. Okay, and in math, I've been following this teacher. I've been following her strategies and it helped my students a lot, especially when we had our EOG testing. Okay, number three is installing a motivational app, just like this one. I installed it because somehow it does not directly help you or explicitly help you, but in hindsight, it gives you a morale or motivational support every time you open your computer. So here's an example. It does help, trust me. Okay. Number four, of course, is how to set realistic goals. So I only put one realistic goal in mind, which is to constantly identify my three groups of students who are in the low level, in the bubble level, or what you call the bubble students, because they can, anytime they can go down or they can go up, and lastly my above students. So sometimes it depends on every state if they are constantly following this or quarterly doing a grouping, but that is one realistic goal that I do in my class, and it really helped me effectively in intervening and making sure that no child is left behind in my class. So again, my goal is to constantly form groupings so that you are at par with their level all throughout the year. Okay, number five is I always keep with me a readily available reading packet from grades 1 or 2 or whichever grade level you are handling. You can prepare lower level of reading packets because admit it or not, some, if not most of our students come to us with reading delays. And as soon as you observe reading delays, you already have a material to use when you need it. It's an early intervention because of course when you are done with the diagnostic assessment, that's the only time you'll be able to see where they're lacking at. But teachers are really good at analyzing skills and observing gaps in your students. So might as well start early so you will not get caught up during the year. Okay, so that's the first part, how to prepare yourself. The second part under this one is how to prepare your documents. So one thing I've learned is for me to not save anything in my computer, because it confuses me if I have already the updated or the edited files. So if you only have one place to go to, then it will not confuse you. I know our admins tell us to have a backup, but you know, it's in Google Drive. If there's an internet, then you can already access it. So I save everything in my Google Drive. So before the start of the school year, I delete all files, or I archive all files that won't be needed for the current school year, and I do create different folders. So for example, I create a folder for my student data, and then in that folder I have student 1, student 2, student 3. So as soon as I get data from any students, I just move it or drag it to their names. That way I won't have a hard time searching for data that have been emailed to me, or looking through my Gmail account or your email account for those data. I also have a username and password folder, a homework folder, routines, classroom management, behavior folder, and for every subject I have a folder. And last but not the least is to have a physical calendar, if possible a table calendar, where I can write on as soon as there is a reminder or an announcement or a date, a schedule that you need to be reminded of. Even if you think you can remember it, or even if you think you won't forget it, because again, based from my experience, I forget everything. And trust me, along the way, you'll soon forget it. Trust me, because I've been there, done that. If you see all your schedule, you get ahead of your schedule because you see what needs to be done. I don't know, maybe I am just a visual teacher where I need to see everything so that I can get ahead of my schedule, and so I won't get caught up during the year. Because again, we do not need unnecessary stress in our career, and most of you already know that. All we need to do supposedly is to prepare the lessons and teach. And lessons, you know, for us teacher, lessons come naturally. Sometimes it's provided of course by the district, but we know our content and lessons come naturally. So that part is easier already. The hardest part is how to teach it. So again, do watch classroom videos about instructional content and behavioral strategies. Okay, so that as soon as those students step in your classroom, you are as confident as their parents. Okay, if you do have other information, or if you do follow a routine that's very helpful and are effective, you can comment down below so that we can all learn from each other. Okay, thank you for watching and have a great day. Happy teaching. Bye.